Hello everybody, this is Alyssa from Make Arts and Crafts, and today we are here to take a look at a new to me shop. This is a cool product that I just found from Forever Young. And they're called Minigems, but it's really cool because they're not what you would expect. So we're going to take a look at these. I've never ordered from Forever Young before, so this was the first time. So in this little box here, you get a there's this new ergonomic diamond painting pen, and it looks like it has the thin placers, like a correction tip, 4-placer, 7-placer, and a single placer there. So very interesting. I doubt I will use this at all because it's just going to be like, for me, it will feel awkward. But it's supposed to be an ergonomic pen for use. So there is that. And then it included like a discount code, and then it also had like this whole thing talking a little bit about the details and what they have for it. So they have these specific type of storage trays that I've seen some people using and really enjoying. But it goes over, you know, the multiple sizes, looks like and everything that you can get for their trays, and their storage, and then the tray is right through here, and you can see how the trays, I think these look very similar to some small shops that I've seen have had like this very similar style. They have storage bags for spare diamonds, and then the mini gems, which we are going to talk about. Yes, so that's kind of something that's pretty cool to see. Apparently they do custom diamond paintings as well. They've got some other ones. I have not checked out any of their actual diamond paintings because again, I wanted to see if I even liked the quality of these, and I haven't looked into like the licensing and everything else. So we're going to open these up. So one of these is for squares and one of these is for rounds, and I will show you those if I could get this open. Here I am being like, oh, I don't need the scissors. I'll just use the nail file that I have sitting right here as I massacre the box trying to open it. Okay, it took me way too long to open these boxes. So now we're going to take a look at what we have here. So there are two of these. They are similar but not the same. If I could figure out how they open. Okay, the opening is right here. So we're going to take them out and see what this looks like. Okay, they have this, I don't know what this is supposed to be for placing drills, I don't know. Forever Young Diamond Painting. Thank you for choosing us. Your creativity starts here. So these are the ones that are for rounds. These are for round drills. There's 7 canvases in here. I'm curious, does this mean that they come and they have like little acrylic stands for them? So it's like freestyle coloring is basically what this is. So I just have to open it the rest of the way and see. Okay, so I didn't even like pay close attention to it. So apparently these are like little like cardstock where you could use it as a postcard if you wanted to. And you can see there's our adhesive. I'm going to turn on the overhead so you can see it in there. So it's got some pretty good adhesive, but it's like cardboardish type cardstock for this one. And there are different designs in here. So you can see it gives you an idea of saying, okay, you find everything of that one symbol, whatever that symbol may be, and some of them are a little hard to distinguish. So like you can see some of those are tricky, but you can make a pattern and kind of freestyle diamond paint is basically what these are. And then it has like how many diamonds you will need of each of the symbols that they have in there, depending on which one it is. So this is the Freestyle R12, which means that these are going to be the symbols here, and these are what they recommend as far as weight for each of those symbols. So that's kind of helpful. So it's kind of like, you know, and you can kind of plan based off of the spare drills that you have. So here is there's like 24 of these. This one's kind of cool. I like that one with the round dots. And there's the pattern. So it's kind of like geometric-y type patterns. So kind of a lot of these, so these are fantastic if you are like unsure. Oh, that one's fun. If you're unsure and you want to be able to use your spare drills for something, you can always use them for something like this, because there's this one for rounds, and then the set down below is for squares. So you can see how you get all of these cool patterns, and some of them are, you know, and there's multiple symbols. It's not just like 2 colors. There's multiple colors in here. So you can see like there's 3, I think, different shades in that one. But these are kind of fun patterns because, you know, sometimes you're like, I want to use my spare drills, but I don't know how I want to use them. But now we've got these different cards with their different patterns, and then you could display it afterwards, I guess is what that's for. So we're going to open up the second set of cards. I was expecting these to be like little canvases, but instead of being little canvases, they're like little postcards basically. And it looks like you could even, they even have a spot on this side where you could like do an address and everything for it. So here are the other 12. So there's that one there. Oh, that one's a fun pattern. I like that one. Some hearts, different style of heart. More geometric patterns. These are going to be so much fun. When I did my paint gems, one of my favorite patterns or sets for paint gems was, oh, look at the little kitties. One of my favorite sets from Paint Gem was actually doing their geometric. It's just something kind of soothing about working on geometric patterns. But look at all of these really cool patterns that we get, that you'll get to do in like, and you can do as much of it. You could do each one of these little squares a totally different color if you wanted to. That's the nice thing about it being freestyle, is they're so totally different. But these are the ones for the round drills. I will probably, so I'm going to take these and put these right over here. And then we're going to take a look, and they have the little stands. Oh my goodness, these cats causing complete and utter chaos. I wonder how this little stand is supposed to go. Does it even say? No, it doesn't. I'm like, how do I put the stand? So you can see here, it gives an idea of how you could do like all kind of similar, totally different designs that you can do. And you can also like put your own stuff in front of it as a creative background, and just be as creative and off the wall as you want for these. I think this is probably, maybe this goes like, may go somewhere like that, and then it'll, I don't know. I don't get how to do this stand, so we'll remove the box out of the way, and now we're going to open this box. So this one is the squares. So it's going to be the same thing, but in basically in squares. I wonder if it's got different patterns, though. That'll be the intriguing thing, if it's similar or different patterns. Here's our acrylic stand, which it still doesn't give us instructions on how to use. So these are for square diamonds. They're like little 7-inch canvases with the display stands. And again, it shows you like how many for each one of the patterns, how many of each color or symbol you would need for it. So they kind of give you those directions there. We're going to slide that out of the way. And now we're going to take a look at them. So this one is going to be, and what's kind of cool is if you wanted to store them all together, like I'm not going to store them in their boxes. I'm going to store them same way I store all of my paint gems and my mini dazzles and all of those little things, which is in a little tub, because these are basically that same exact size. Oh, these ones are fun. So these are going to be for square drills. As you can see, you know, our symbols are more square shaped. That's a fun pattern there. Actually, I should do it more of like this way. Oh, that's a really intriguing pattern. Very complicated for that one. And then we have this one right here in rounds. That's cool. Very cool. More geometric-y designs. I can't wait. This is like a really good way to kind of use some of your spare drills, or like potentially see if you can finish one of these little things with your leftover drills after you finish working on a canvas. That would be something that's really cool to do, is finish out this however you have to, kind of like the spare squares that I saw Lizette and a couple others doing, the spare squares. Well, instead of doing spare squares and trying to figure out what you want for your design, you do something like this, and you've got ones for squares or ones for rounds that you can do, and you can have it for each one of them to kind of like go along with each diamond painting that you've completed, so you have like that similar color palette. So, and here we have our next ones up. So there's this pattern. There's some hearts with little smiles. I probably won't put the smiles in because I don't like them. That looks like similar to a pattern I saw over there, but it's different. Then we've got water drops. Ooh, that'll be fun to do in like blues with some crystals and some dazzles. This reminds me of balloons. And then the kitty cats right there. More geometric designs, more geometric patterns. So some of them look like they're a repeat of some of what we had over there. Like these hearts are definitely a repeat of what we had there, but other ones like these are totally different. So it's kind of intriguing to see the fact that we have some similar and some different. I want to say that this is going to be, these two right here are very similar, but I think there's some of them that are, I feel like look different, or maybe just the fact that it's like rounds versus squares makes them look totally different, but some of them looked similar. Watch as they are all identical. That would be the funny thing, is if they were all, actually, like as I'm looking at it, we've got our square ones right here. And now we've got our round ones right here. And there's 24 of each. But let me go ahead and get the light so it's not glaring on us there. So let's see. This one is our square and this one is our round. And as you can see, okay, so it's very much the same exact motif, but you can see how it's a little bit different in the square versus the round as far as our spacing and everything that we'll have and what you can see, like how many fit on our little thing. Yeah, so it looks like they are the same patterns. So it's really, that would be an interesting thing if you really wanted to see the difference in a square versus round in the same size, because there's those hearts with smiles, which I am not doing the smiles on them. But yeah, so this is really intriguing. And I'm really excited to work on these and to play around with them. What I like is the fact that it has an S for the squares and an R for the rounds, so you don't have to worry about mixing up and forgetting which was which, because it literally says it right on there. So these are great. It's a really thick cardboard. Yeah, you could totally bend it if you wanted to, but like, why would you? It's got a decent, this is not that super thin plastic, but it's not the fat plastic. Definitely a really good adhesive on there, so that's fantastic. So I'm like really intrigued to work with some of these and kind of see. So I'm like, okay, maybe next time I finish a diamond painting, I'm going to use some of those spare drills on some of this instead of just automatically going into save all of the spare drills. Well, I'll save most of them, but I'll also, you know, potentially make one of these for the canvas that I just finished, because this is where 24 squares, 24 rounds, that's like 48 canvases if you're doing equal 1-for-1 swaps that you could potentially like mix it out with. So that's kind of a cool idea. But anyways, this is from Forever Young. They were not that expensive. They were a pretty decent price. I don't remember the exact price. You'd have to go on their website and check it out. It did take a few weeks for these to get here. I want to say that I ordered these a couple weeks ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and they just came in like 2 days ago. So it was something that they weren't like an immediate Amazon ship, but they still shipped pretty quickly. They did come from China, and I think they're basically drop shipped. So it was kind of one of those things where I was like, what is this box that I don't recognize the address or the name or anything from? Because it was the standard, you know, plastic wrapped, whatever thing. And it was because it was the drop shipping for it. But anyways, I'm really intrigued to try these out, and I hope you guys kind of like, if you have already tried them, let me know. If this is something that you're intrigued to see or want to see, go ahead and try them out as well. But yeah, I'm going to try to like potentially do these with like my next canvases that I finish, try to like finish one of the patterns for one of these square ones, because I've got a couple square canvases this month going. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this new fun product that I'm intrigued to try out. And that's all I have for you guys for today. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.